Hey bees, I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me, and today we are making a beautiful Manuka and Kawakawa salve. So Manuka and Kawakawa are two lovely medicinal plants that come from New Zealand. And so I was in New Zealand in December of 2017 and I went to Pure Nature, which is a beautiful DIY supply shop down there. And Emmett and Melissa showed me all around and their shop is gorgeous. And when I left, they gave me some presents, and among those presents was a beautiful Kawakawa infused oil and Manuka essential oil, and so I had to turn them into this awesome salve. Both Kawakawa and Manuka have a long history being used for medicinal purposes by the Maori people of New Zealand. They both have anti-inflammatory and soothing properties, as well as antioxidant properties for the essential oil and antimicrobial properties for the Kawakawa. And so they're great ingredients to include in a salve for sort of irritated skin or for light abrasions. And Emmett tells me that Kawakawa salves are actually very, very popular in New Zealand for this very reason. If you're not in New Zealand, I know you're probably going to have a pretty hard time coming across Kawakawa infused oil. And Manuka infused oil, while it is available, is a harder one to find. So if you don't have Kawakawa infused oil, I'd recommend plantain infused oil, and for an alternative for the Manuka, I would look at something like chamomile or lavender. Though I would use less because the Manuka essential oil is really quite soft, whereas I find especially lavender is quite a lot stronger. So I would use less so that the honey notes of the beeswax in this salve can still shine. I've rounded this salve off with some vitamin-rich, unrefined hemp seed oil and some lightweight safflower oil. It's thickened with beeswax and it all comes together really easily. I think this is just a wonderful way to show off some beautiful ingredients from New Zealand, and thank you so much again to Emmett and Melissa for being such wonderful hosts. So come on, let's go make this gorgeous salve. We'll begin by combining our heated ingredients in a heat-resistant glass measuring cup. So in here we have 6.6 grams of beeswax, and in here we have 8.1 grams of safflower oil. To melt this through, we're going to pop our measuring cup in this water bath. So this is a small saucepan with about 1 inch or 3 centimeters of water in the bottom of it. And I'm going to go put this on the stovetop over medium heat until everything has melted through. Once everything is melted through, we can add our next two oils. So this is our Kawakawa infused oil, and this is hemp seed oil. We've got 9 grams of Kawakawa and 6 grams of hemp seed. So we're adding these now because I wanted to expose them to a bit less heat than the heat required to melt the beeswax, especially hemp seed oil, which can be quite prone to scorching. Usually it's okay in water baths, but it's a pretty delicate oil, so if we can kind of use this to reduce the amount of heat that it's exposed to, why not, right? And so by keeping the container in the water bath, we've got enough residual heat. You can see how when we added these cooler oils to the warmer oils, the beeswax started to cool down and solidify everything, and now I've kind of got that moving again. And now we can remove this here, and we're going to let that cool while we measure out our cool down ingredients. We've got some vitamin E oil to help retard rancidity and extend the shelf life of our balm, and we have some very special Manuka essential oil. So we're going to need 0.15 grams of each. Now to add our cool down ingredients. And now we're going to pop this in our container. So this is a lovely little 1 ounce glass jar. And that is just about perfect. So we'll leave that now to set up. And there you go. There's your beautiful Kawakawa Manuka balm. So you'll notice that I didn't fill it all the way to the top, and that's because I find when you do fill it all the way to the top, these containers, you tend to get a bit of a divot down the center. So you can avoid that by not filling it all the way to the top of the narrower neck. So you can see here the base of the jar is wider than the neck. We can grab a little swab of it here, test it out. It's quite lightly scented. As you can see, it's nice and creamy. There's that beeswax in there doing its awesome beeswaxy goodness. Slight green hue that you can notice, but it goes away when you're actually applying it to the skin. Spreads beautifully. Doesn't really feel greasy. There's definitely, there's a bit of a sheen, but it's not like an oil slick. I'd say the weight is fairly typical of that of any kind of beeswax balm, though one made with lighter oils as we have done here. And there you go. You just made your very own Kawakawa and Manuka salve. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and do remember to check the description box below for links to this recipe on my blog, where you'll find everything all written out in grams and percent so you can scale the recipe to your pleasing, and information on substitutions so you can make this even if you don't have the very special Kawakawa oil and Manuka essential oil. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.